The Seattle Kraken have just played their very first game at Climate Pledge Arena. Furthermore, I believe it's the second event ever at the arena, as there was a Coldplay concert there yesterday, but either way, Seattle, you guys got a brand new building. Awesome to see for y'all. I have family in Seattle myself, so it's very, very sentimental to me to see this get down and see the entire NHL shift into the city. But the very first Seattle Kraken game in their hometown court against the Vancouver Canucks ends off with a Vancouver dub. Snacking on the Kraken here, everybody, and I know it's easy to go out there and say that the Vancouver Canucks were not snacking on the Kraken. They definitely did not dominate the game, as the title, Snacking on the Kraken, would imply. But this game, as proverbial as the title may be, was one that felt so vindicating as a Vancouver Canucks fan who is kind of trying to prime myself to hating this team, because as I said, I do have family that are in Seattle and they're very big Seattle sports fans. I'm not really too sure if they've started the hockey yet, but I know they have coworkers that are involved in this scene over here. So for me, internally, I'm just kind of priming myself for the rivalry and all that, because it's going to be a nice familial kind of conflict going on there, as all sports rivalries that descend different generations are. But when it comes to the Seattle Kraken, heading into this game and seeing the pre-game ceremony and the speeches and the presentation, the videos and all that, seeing the fans all up on their feet, all technically below ground level because Climate Pledge Arena is dug into the ground and the top level is actually ground level, just seeing everybody go crazy for the Kraken. I was kind of saying to myself right when the puck dropped, okay, the Canucks are going to lose this game. Like, it would be so perfect for them to lose this game. Look at this team right here. They're both coming out firing on all cylinders. Seattle and Vancouver, they started out this game hot, with speed, with tenacity, with body checks. This game got physical pretty quickly, and it's honestly kind of good, I think, if you want to go out there and push the rivalry, that things did start out this way. The exciting new hockey team got the fans all hyped, and the hyped up fans got the team super excited, so it kind of worked in a somewhat self-fulfilling prophecy kind of way. I'm not really too sure what the proper term is there, but the Vancouver Canucks head into this game starting out Thatcher Demko. They're not playing Vasily Podkolzin. He sat out in the Chicago game, and he's sitting out in the Seattle Kraken home opener tonight. We have ourselves a lineup that features Dowling, we've got Chason, we've got Besser, everybody else is still in there. Burrows is in, as well as Quinn Hughes. So this lineup, for all intents and purposes, if you don't count Mott and Sutter, is pretty much healthy. Seattle is icing a lineup that features Calle Jarnkrok. We actually had him going out there playing his first game for the Kraken this season. And you had yourselves what was Grubauer versus Demko as the goalie showdown. The first period was a pretty good and fast-paced period of entertaining hockey to watch. The shots on goal at the end of this fast-paced period were 12-9 Seattle, and both teams had both goaltenders on their heels. A lot of good saves going back and forth, a lot of physical, chippy play at both ends of the ice in this first period, but the period kind of took a bit of a shift when the Vancouver Canucks got their very first penalty of the game. It was Juho Lammikko with 3 minutes left hooking against Riley Sheahan, and the Vancouver Canucks could not do anything on the PK. Seattle was just walking around, skating around, passing around, shooting around. They just went out there and dominated this shift. And sure, the Vancouver Canucks killed off the penalty. They did. There's an 0-for-2 power play marker for the Kraken on tonight's game. But the Kraken did not let up. After the power play expired and Lammikko was out of the box, they just kept cycling it around. Really good puck control here from the Kraken, taking advantage of a tired Vancouver Canucks penalty-killing squad that hadn't had a chance to change. Eventually, with like a few seconds left, the puck gets held in the corner. Nobody is moving it. There's like 5-6 guys over there just kind of stepping on the puck. And then you're just kind of saying to yourself, okay, 10 seconds left, 7 seconds left, 5 seconds left. Oh my goodness, no! Because the Kraken freed the puck up. They sent it back to Vince Dunn, who faked the shot. JT Miller went down to try to block it. And then when Dunn releases it, it goes top corner on Thatcher Demko. It is 1-0 Seattle with, 3-4 seconds left in the first period. And the very first goal scored on home ice in Seattle is scored. This one was an absolute laser beam, and I was honestly kind of frustrated seeing the way the Vancouver Canucks were trying to escape that period. You know, it's one of those things where you see the goal go in, you feel the goal go in, you feel frustrated because it's like, man, all these new Seattle fans in the building, they're cheering extraordinarily loud. You know this is going to hype up the Kraken for the second period. This is not good for the Canucks. But at the end of the day, you still feel in your heart, yeah, the Canucks kind of deserve to get one scored on them. That was a terrible shift for them. Seattle just walked all over the Vancouver Canucks and what they were trying to do. So definitely not a good way to end the period for Vancouver, a great way for Seattle, but the second period is where things get a lot more lopsided. Now, the shots on goal in the second, it's 12-7 for Seattle, but the shots don't really tell the entire story. This period was filled mostly with just Seattle pressure, Seattle control, and Seattle puck play that the Vancouver Canucks were trying so desperately to hang on to. They barely escaped this period in the second here with a good result because the Seattle Kraken were just having a field day. Controlling the puck, cycling it around, doing the thing where they're just kind of controlling every shift, every zone. They're coming away with the puck. The Canucks can barely get too many chances, and this second period was not really a good one from an on-ice point of play. Demko is making some fantastic saves, and we'll get to the saves later at the end of the video here, but the only goal, oddly enough, of this second comes off of the stick of one Bo Horvat, who gets set up by one Conor Garland, who's forechecking so intensely it's like he got that yellow star in Mario Kart. He's just going, stealing the puck from the Kraken and the Kraken half boards, centers it over for Horvat. Horvat walks in, he shoots, and he beats Grubauer 5-hole. Keep that in the back of your minds as we talk more about this game, everybody. Bo Horvat gets his second goal on the year, assisted by Conor Garland. That goal stands as the only one in the second. We're tied at 1. Heading into the third period, things get a little bit freaky for Vancouver, too. The Canucks don't particularly improve their play to kick off the third period. They're still kind of getting hemmed in, and the Kraken are still getting some grade A chances. And the best one here goes in when Mark Giordano gets a receiving feed from McCann and Wenberg. He snipes one, it goes in. It's the captain responding to a captain goal by scoring his first goal on home ice and of the season in general. So Mark Giordano gives the Kraken a 2-1 lead. And at this point, I'm kind of thinking, okay, yeah, look, the fans are buzzing again. This team is getting excited. There's no way Vancouver is winning. Kraken, okay, take your first game at home. Take that first win. Just get it out of the way. Because the Vancouver Canucks and the way they're playing, sure, they were lucky enough to get one. But Thatcher Demko is hanging by the coattails here, and he's only let in 2. That's the thing. He could have let in so many more because there were so many high-danger chances over here, but the Vancouver Canucks do not let us down, if you're a fan of the team, of course. It's Carson Soucy who ends up going to the box because he trips Juho Lammikko. Now, it didn't look like a trip, it looked more like a boarding to me, but tripping is what they called here on the NHL website. And eventually, the Vancouver Canucks actually get one to go. Guess what? Miller goes over to Hughes. He goes back to Miller, back to Hughes. Hughes with the big slapper, and Horvat is right there to put in the garbage. He gets the rebound goal, and it's all tied up at 2, baby. A power play marker for the Canucks. The building is a lot quieter now than it was before. They're not grooing, they're not booing, they're just kind of sitting there, and they're just kind of taking in the moment because, oh boy, it's a tie game with 8 minutes left in the third period. Eventually, the Kraken try to take control again. They got a lot of possession in this game, don't get me wrong. And they bring the puck into the zone, they backhand it right through Demko's crease, and eventually it's Jaden Schwartz who is on the boards trying to feed the point man Vince Dunn. 2 former St. Louis Blues over there trying to get each other. Schwartz tries to go to the point, but Dunn isn't attached to the boards. He has to stretch out to try to get it, but guess what? Behind the puck is a streaking Conor Garland who is trying to follow. The puck escapes the Vancouver zone because Dunn can't hold the line. He sees Garland coming towards the puck, so Dunn tries to get the Jets on and retreat, but Garland kind of caught him flat-footed. Garland went forward with it, Garland stole the puck, comes in on a semi-breakaway, fakes the slap shot, Grubauer commits, he opens the 5-hole, and boom, baby! Not boom. Shouldn't have used the verb boom because it wasn't a super fast slap shot. It was just a regular shot along the ice after a fake slapper. Conor Garland gets the game-winning goal on an MVP elite play. My goodness, the hustle, the smarts, the skills of this guy all come into play here, getting his 8th point in 6 games for the Vancouver Canucks. What an absolute steal of a player at $4 million he is making. He burns by Schwartz, he burns by Dunn, he beats Grubauer with the second 5-hole goal tonight, and then the Vancouver Canucks get Justin Dowling, the empty netter, assisted by Besser and Miller off of a very good Hail Mary airborne pass that Dowling was able to caress at the blue line and walk right into the empty net. 4-2 is the final score here in Seattle, in a game that honestly the Vancouver Canucks should have probably lost. A breakaway to kick off the game for Seattle that was thwarted by Demko. Another chance where the puck squeaked through Demko's arm, but he just barely swatted it away off the goal line, saved by Demko. Another opportunity where it was a cross crease and Demko got around with the pad. Thatcher Demko made maybe like 3 or 4 grade A saves that probably would have been, 7 out of 10 goals in any other hockey game. This guy went out here and stole the show. Seattle, while I will say they did control a good chunk of the play, they were kind of taking things a little bit timidly as the game went on. They didn't really shoot the puck as much as they could have, especially when they were down. They were just kind of passing it around, trying to look for that perfect opportunity. Now, it made for some very stressful hockey from the Vancouver point of view, because they're like, oh my goodness, if he just shot it there, that could have been a great scoring chance, maybe a rebound or something. But no, they make a pass or they try to send it around to the other corner. The team wasn't really capitalizing on all they could have, but that's not to discredit what they did have, because what they did have was some very good grade A chances that Demko thwarted away for the most part. But either way, 4-2 is the score here. What's crackin', Seattle? The Canucks went out there rocking the Kraken here tonight. Talk to me in the comments what you thought about tonight's game. I hope you enjoyed this Trolls 99. By the way, if anybody wants to talk about Elias Pettersson, yeah, we kind of need to talk about Elias Pettersson, and that's going to be a video, not this time, because we're already like almost 12 minutes in, so yeah, it's way too late to talk about Elias Pettersson, but we'll do that soon. Also, if you're a Kraken fan, let me know in the comments, what did you think about your very first home game? Talk to me in the comments, all the stuff. I hope you enjoyed this Trolls 99, and bye.